Good morning. My name is Donna, and I'm a recovering Catholic. Hi. More about that in a minute. I have a daughter who's going to turn 18 in a couple of weeks, and I asked her told her I was me speaking, and asked her what she thought I should say. And she said, well, tell them how much you love Holy Communion, and how special the people are, and why you joined. And that's pretty much what I was planning to say. I'm not really the best person. It's kind of ironic that I'm a stewardship chair, because my idea of selling Girl Scout cookies, my sales pitch was kind of like, you don't want any Girl Scout cookies, do you? Asking people for money is not something that I enjoy or that comes easy. So I'm not going to ask you for anything or tell you why you should give or what you should. I'm just going to tell you why I do. And if anything that I say resonates, then that's great. If not, I hope you enjoy some of my stories. So back to the recovering Catholic part. When I was a little girl, I loved the prayers and the ritual and the pomp and the circumstance. But as I got older, I had a lot of trouble with a lot of the parts of the Catholic Church that didn't really resonate with me and my values and my worldview. And after college, I just stopped going, except with my parents on holidays, until I decided to become a mom. And I knew it was important to me that I raise my children in a church. The problem was I didn't know what church or how to find one. So I thought, well, I'll just go and visit different churches, and hopefully I'll find one. And I had some criteria in mind. As I say this was my criteria, and I think some of you will recognize some of these words. I wanted a place that was welcoming, that I felt comfortable at. It had to be a place that was diverse. And it was important to me that a church put its money where its mouth is, that they were out there working in the community and providing service to others. Recognize those words? Welcoming, diversity, community. Well, that's what I wanted a little over 20 years ago. And I knew a little bit about the Episcopal Church because my sister and brother-in-law had gotten married in one. And I didn't realize until then that the service was really, really alike the Catholic service, except that it didn't have, well, my brother-in-law calls the Episcopal Church Catholic Light, and I like to say it's Catholicism without the BS. So I feel comfortable with the worship, and then the other part is just, it resonates with me. So I was having dinner with a friend of mine at the Galleria, and I said, I wanted to find a church because I was going to be a mom, and I would like to find, I lived in U City at the time, and I said, I'd really like to find a Episcopal church in U City. I'm not sure why I had lived here that many years and wasn't aware that this church was here, but I wasn't. And so about 10 minutes later, after I said that to my friend, we were in the movie theater at the Galleria because we were having dinner and a movie, and we went in, and they used to have a slideshow of advertisements. And this advertisement came up for Holy Communion Episcopal Church in U City. 10 minutes earlier, I had just said, what I'd really like to do is find an Episcopal church in U City. And then there's this Episcopal church in U City. So sometimes God has to kind of take a big hammer to get my attention, but I do get it eventually. So I thought, okay, well, I could take a hint. The next day was Palm Sunday. And I came to the church, and I've been here ever since. Apparently, that was the only time the church ever placed an ad like that, and I'm the only person that ever came because of it. But I'm really glad that they placed that ad, and I'm really happy to be here. So that's my story about how I got here and why I joined. This has been a very special place to me, and I must admit, Mike said, I heard him say a few minutes ago, that most people who join don't pledge. They pledge the next year when the pledge campaign. Well, it took me, I think, several years before I pledged. I was a single mom. I was a little bit worried about pledging a specific amount. What if something came up with my kids? I didn't have family in town. So it took me a while. But one of the things that had a really important, and I guess it sounds kind of funny, but it's the honest to God truth. The theme of our stewardship campaign the last couple of years, we say that in church, well, at least in the 8 o'clock church, we've been saying it all the time. We didn't used to say it in the 10:30. But all things come of God, and of thine own have we given thee. And I would hear that, and I started thinking, that's really true, that I've been blessed, and if everything I have comes from God, and what I give back, I'm giving back to God, then I really need to put my money where my mouth is. And that's why I started pledging, and I think that it has done a lot of things for me, pledging, which I guess maybe sounds kind of funny, but it's helped my faith. I mean, I was coming from a place of fear. Well, what if I don't have enough? What if come the end of the year, I can't give what I had said? Which would be fine, by the way, if that happened. Nobody's going to come and say, no, you said this much, you have to give that much. But it's helped my faith to grow. It's helped me feel a part of things, a part of what this church is and what we do, which is one of our other themes about giving fearless generosity. Is that what it is, Mike? Fearless generosity. This place, I have no family in town, and so being a single parent was sometimes overwhelming. My girls in the 8 o'clock service had a whole bunch of grandmas, and I had a whole bunch of friends. And I don't know that I could have, there were hard times raising my girls. They're 20 and almost 18 now. I'm not sure I could have made it without the support of the people in this church. And I think these days, I don't know about you, but the last couple of years, I have been distressed at some of the things I have seen going on in our country. And sometimes it seems like overwhelming that there's so many things that are upsetting to me and that I don't agree with, and not just political stuff, but just the lack of common decency and compassion and civility towards people. And we at Holy Communion, in my opinion, are like the polar opposite of that. And I feel like being part of this is one way, not the only way, but one way that I can work, I don't want to say against that, but to bring back some of those values that are important to me and I think are important to you. Money is energy, and I think once you pledge, for me, like I said, I feel a part of it. I feel like my energy is in it. And that we can change the world. We have to. In my opinion, we have to change the world. So that's my story. And like I said, I'm not in a position to tell anybody what to do or suggest anything, but hopefully if I've said anything that resonates with you, it'll be helpful. And thank you so much.